Oh, the good member from the 25th District, Representative Jacobsen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So I think that this is one of the most important amendments that we can consider passing tonight. When we passed this balanced budget amendment in 2012, we assumed the 4.5% revenue increase over the second biennium because that's what the average had been through the 80s, through to 2011. That's what we had been looking at. We are responsible for our statutes. If our statute needs changing, we should change it. And so right now, with the revenue forecast for 24 to 29, none of them hit the 4.5% mark. None of them do. So we are assuming revenue that it is likely that we will not have. When I got on the Puyallup City Council, Mr. Speaker, I went to go interview the controller, and I like finance, so that was a fun morning for me. And we talked about a policy that we have in Puyallup called the Budget Stabilization Policy. And I liked it very well. And the controller at that time told me that before we passed that, there were times when we were worried about payroll, and this was years ago. So we passed this budget stabilization policy, which required us to assume basically a pessimistic revenue forecast. It's more complicated than that, but it was the pessimistic one. And then if we had extra money, we could put it toward our capital projects or any number of good things. But we assumed a pessimistic revenue forecast for how much we were bringing in. And I liked that budget stabilization policy so well that when I left, they gave me a sign that said budget stabilization lane or something like that. So it's a good idea. It's prudent. We are in charge of the statutes for this state. The 4.5% is not working anymore, and it's given us $1 billion hole, and it looks like it's going to continue to do that in the next biennium. And we need to make sure that we adjust our statutes to fit the times. So let's follow the revenue forecasts for the last biennium in our balanced budget outlook. So I'm urging a yes on this amendment. Thank you.
The good member from the 25th District, Representative Jacobsen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for your forbearance. I got so excited about the Puyallup's budget stabilization policy that I did forget to read a quote, if you would allow me to read it quickly.
Permission to read, please.
Thank you. So this is from Governor Ferguson's budget priorities for 2025 to 2027. And he says in there, the legislature has routinely relied on assuming the maximum 4.5% revenue growth factor allowed for under the 4-year balanced budget outlook law for the 3rd and 4th years, exceeding the projections of the Economic and Revenue Forecast Council. That unreasonable assumption of 4.5% revenue growth for the current biennium materially contributed to our current budget shortfall. This must stop. Again, from Governor Ferguson's budget priorities. Thank you.